In the news, Governor YAHAYA BELLO played host to the executives of KOGI State Christian Association of Nigeria, says leaders and those who occupy positions of trust were in the world to serve. Former President OLUSEGUN OBASANJO advises traditional rulers and community leaders to tackle unemployment amongst youths by involving them in developmental projects. As the last major shift for the country's zero-COVID policy, China will scrap quarantine for travelers from the 8th of January. And in sports, chairman of the Interim Management Committee of the Nigerian Professional Football League, GBENGA ELEGEBELEYE, discloses that the next NPFL champions will receive a cash prize of 100 million. And this is MLC TV News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Morno Balagogo. Thanks for joining us. KOGI State Governor YAHAYA BELLO on Monday played host to the executives of KOGI State Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) in a usual Christmas courtesy visit where he seeks for their continued prayers and support for the state and his administration. This will be the first time the newly elected executives will pay the annual Christmas courtesy visit to the KOGI State Governor. Governor Bello noted that the Christian leaders were well respected by his administration and were referenced as dependable partners that would assist the state in maintaining law, peace, and order. He said that leaders and those who have occupied positions of trust were in the world to serve, which he alluded to the hallmark of his administration. While appreciating the accolades and encomium showered on his administration by CAN, he also promised that his government will do more for the people till its last day in office. While addressing the issue of government sponsorship of Christian and Muslim pilgrimages, he pointed out that the gesture was suspended because the government needed to effectively manage its continued shrinking resources, assuring that once resources improves, the practice will be reverted. He stressed that the state was towering high in the Committee of State as far as security is concerned in securing lives and maintenance, peace, and law and order. But Basa's crisis has continued to rear its ugly head over mundane quarrels. The governor urged CAN not to relent in some of their fruitful efforts towards peace, while he promised to access their reports and act on them. The state governor assured that before the expiration of his tenure, his administration would recover what belongs to the state, not minding the campaign of calumny leveled against himself or his administration. Speaking, the chairman KOGI State CAN Special Apostle Emmanuel Adebayo lauded Governor Bello and his cabinet for the great work done in the state, which commands the presence of the president for commissioning. The chairman also appreciated him for the historic construction of the Government House Chapel, while he appreciated the governor for his reconciliation efforts in the Basa crisis and the strategy deployed to resolve it. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Monday evening condemned the killing of a Lagos-based lawyer, Bolanle Rahim, who was shot dead by a police officer in Ajah area of the state. Sanwo-Olu took to his Instagram page to express his shock at the incident and vowed that justice will be served speedily. He also sympathized with the family and friends of the deceased, describing the incident as a mindless shooting of a citizen. The governor, in a lengthy message, said, with utter shock and sadness, he received the news of the mindless shooting of a citizen by a police officer whose primary job function was to protect the same citizen. He hereby sympathized with the family, friends, and associates of the late Bolanle Rahim. Rahim was trying to make a U-turn under the Ajah Bridge when the cop shot at her vehicle. The bullet was said to have hit the victim, and she was immediately rushed to the hospital, afterwards where she was confirmed dead. The police have since condemned Rahim's killing, and the State Police Relations Officer, SP Benjamin Hundeyin, via a tweet on Monday, described the incident as unfortunate and avoidable. He revealed that the said policeman and his team members had been arrested and the case transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department. Similarly, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, has condemned the killing and has ordered speedy investigation and prosecution of all police officers involved. The Nigerian Bar Association has also said it would ensure that justice is served in the case of Rahim, adding that the case will be monitored closely by the association to ensure justice is served. The Lagos State government has said there is a need for collaboration with stakeholders such as security agents, leaders, community leaders to create safe spaces for vulnerable women across the state. According to a statement, on Monday, the State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Bolaji Dada, said this during a forum held in Alausa, Ikeja. Dada, who was represented by the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Women Affairs, Fumi Adegoke, noted that the ministry had conceived a workable and practical roadmap to put gender equality, social justice, and sustainability at the center of recovery and the transformation of the lives of vulnerable women. She said, Mr. Governor understood the crucial roles that women played in building the society, and as such, the state government was determined to create a safe space for them and is passionate about their welfare, hence the various initiatives and programs that was organized to ease their plights. The commander of the Special Female Squad, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps Lagos State Command, Ada Agada, commended WAPA for organizing the event and enjoined the participants to engage security operatives in collaborative efforts to tackle issues of insecurity within their immediate environment. The National Association of Nigerian Students has faulted the recent decisions of some federal universities to increase registration and tuition for students. The association has therefore set up a committee saddled with the responsibility of negotiating with the authorities of the affected universities on behalf of the students. The Association of the Southwest Coordinator, Emmanuel Olatunji, disclosed this in an interview with journalists on Sunday. A former Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the University of Uyo, Professor Ini Uko, said it was time for parents and students to face the federal government over the funding of tertiary education. Also, the Program Director of Reform Education Nigeria, Ayodamola Oluwatoyin, wondered how parents who receive a minimum wage of 30,000 are expected to cope with the hike in fees. Oluwatoyin said this is a very difficult matter to judge. However, with the rise in inflation, it is going to be hard for parents to start paying huge amounts of money for fees. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has urged traditional rulers and community leaders to be involved in youth development through skills acquisition and vocational training. The former president described the increase in the level of unemployment and underemployment nationwide as alarming. Obasanjo, who spoke at the 13th Gbagura Day as Oluwo Oje, a leader of the Gbajura community in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, noted that monarchs as well as community leaders, especially in Ogun State, should work with the government to find a common solution to unemployment and underemployment. He emphasized that failure to tackle unemployment will worsen the insecurity being faced in the country. Indeed, a celebration of unity, and the unity must be extended to the entire Egba land, Abeokuta. There must be unity in Egba and amongst our Obas. What our monarchs should be doing now is to be more united to develop Egba land. Also, the chairman of CIFAX Group, Taiwo Folabi, who is the co-sponsor of the 13th Gbagura Day, corroborated the former president's statements on the need for Egba and Yoruba monarchs to be more united. And in politics, hoodlums have burnt the country home of the All Progressive Congress chairman in Ebonyi State, Stanley Okoro Emiaga, at the Ekoli Eda in the Afikpo South local government area of the state. The incident, according to an eyewitness who would not want his name mentioned, said it occurred at 10:18 p.m. on Monday. A reliable source in the area told journalists that Okoro Mega had, on the 24th, kicked against the election of a youth group in the community that saw the emergence of loyalists to the immediate past chairman of Afikpo South local government area, Eni China, as principal officers of the community group. The APC boss, according to the source, had expressed displeasure over the election and reportedly drew the attention of the new council area chairman, Chima Ekumankama, who cancelled the election and called for the group's disbandment. But confirming the incident, the APC chairman Okoro Emega said he was attacked by thugs loyal to a politician in the area, saying his house has equally been burnt by the miscreants. Well, I'm going on a short break. We'll be right back. Please to stay with us.
Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
And glad to have you back with us. And now on to the foreign scene. 10 passengers riding a bus died when their vehicle struck a mine in eastern Burkina Faso, the regional governor said on Monday. The minor bus hit a mine on a road near the village of Bogi on Sunday afternoon, and the explosion killed 10 passengers, Colonel Hubert Yamogo said in a statement. 5 people were injured and taken to a hospital in Fada Guoma, the region's main town, while the toll could rise as the passengers are believed to be missing, he added. A security source told AFP an improvised explosive device caused the death of around 10 civilians, a toll corroborated by local sources in Fada Guoma. The incident comes after an explosive device killed 2 soldiers on a road in northern Burkina Faso on Saturday, according to a security source. The head of Burkina Faso's ruling military junta, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, has made recapturing jihadist-held territory a priority. Anger at the government's failure to stem the jihadist attacks played a key role in 2 military coups in Burkina Faso this year. China will scrap quarantine for travelers from the 8th of January, officials said, marking the last major shift from the country's zero-COVID policy. After 3 years of closed borders, this will effectively reopen the country to those with work and study visas or seeking to visit family. But it comes as China struggles with the virus' ferocious spread in the wake of restrictions being lifted. Reports say hospitals are overwhelmed and elderly people are dying. The true toll daily case counts of deaths is currently unknown because officials have stopped releasing COVID data. 4,000 new cases COVID infections each day last week and few deaths. On Sunday, it said it would stop publishing case numbers altogether. But British health data from Airfinity estimated China was experiencing more infections than 1 million infections and 5,000 deaths a day, according to Reuters. China is the last major economy in the world to move to living with COVID after 3 years of lockdowns, closed borders, and mandatory quarantine for COVID cases and contacts. The so-called zero-COVID approach battered the economy and made citizens wary of restrictions and repeated tests. Resentment against the policy exploded into a public protest against President Xi Jinping in November, which led to authorities dropping COVID rules just a few weeks later. But on Monday, the National Health Commission announced that COVID would be formally downgraded to a Class B infectious diseases on January 8th. That meant quarantine will be axed, although incoming travelers will still need to take a PCR test, and a cap on the daily number of flights allowed into China would also be scrapped. And in sports, Premier League football resumed with a feast of Boxing Day fixtures 40 days after the top flight broke up for the World Cup in Qatar. Monday's 7 fixtures produced a bomber 25 goals, with table toppers Arsenal showing no signs of letting up by securing a 3-1 win over West Ham. Brentford and Tottenham had set the tone for the day with a 4-goal thriller in the early kickoff. The results are as follows: Brentford 2-2 Tottenham, Crystal Palace 0-3 Fulham, Everton 1-2 Wolves, Leicester 0-3 to Newcastle, Southampton 1-3, Brighton Aston Villa 1-3, Liverpool and Arsenal 3-1, West Ham on Tuesday. Chelsea host Bournemouth, while Manchester United welcomes Nottingham Forest to Old Trafford. The chairman of the Interim Management Committee of the Nigerian Professional Football League, GBENGA ELEGEBELEYE, has disclosed that the next NPFL champions will pocket a cash prize of 100 million, while also giving details of how the abridged season will play out. ELEGEBELEYE also gave further details about the prosecution of the season, insisting that the draw for the abridged season will be held on Wednesday and will be live on television. He also assured that the IMC will be transparent in dealings with match officials and airing clubs. According to Ladan Bosso, head coach of the Flying Eagles, the team will resume the final chase of camping for the forthcoming Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations on the 7th of January. He also revealed that their preparations for the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations will be in Spain or Morocco. The 2023 Under-20 AFCON will be played in Egypt between February 19th and March 11th, with the top 4 teams qualifying for the Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia in May. The Flying Eagles are drawn in Group A along with host Egypt, Senegal and Mozambique. Bosso also disclosed they will be looking to add some experience in defense and attack with the call-up of some foreign-based professionals. Bosso said the main target was to reach the semi-finals, which will qualify the Flying Eagles for the Under-20 FIFA World Cup in Indonesia in May. And now for entertainment updates, let's now join Joy Dada for the update.
Nigerian superstar Rema has recorded another feat as his hit single Calm Down recorded over 1 million in sales in the US. In a report tweeted by reputable child news platform Child Data, Rema's Calm Down has sold over 1 million copies in the US. The post revealed that when the original version and the remix are combined, both versions and cross 1 million in sales, which is an impressive feat for the budding superstar. Since its release in March 2022 as a lead single to Rema's debut album, Red and Roses, Calm Down has enjoyed a massive run. The single will later get a Selena Gomez remix, which earned Rema his first Billboard Hot 100 entry. Both versions of Calm Down has also crossed 1 billion streams across all platforms, which is another testament to its success. Showmax to debut first Nigeria original telenovela, Ura. Showmax is set to debut a new original telenovela titled Ura. This latest addition is a Nigeria adaptation of the hit South African One Magic telenovela, The River. The show is billed to be the first and longest-running Nigeria telenovela on the streaming service, with over 200 episodes. Ura tells the story of Ura Amo Adeleke, a perfect wife, a loving mother of 2, and the ruthless chief executive officer of the fictional Frontline Gold Mine. In the eyes of her family, Ura is faultless and a saint, but when it comes to running her business empire, she's the ultimate Iron Lady who doesn't care whose ox is God in her path to get what she wants. The show is set in the gold mining industry in the Iperindo, a small community in Osun State in the southwestern part of Nigeria. The It is one of the clusters of 7 gold deposits around Ilesha town. Despite the promise that the presence of the precious metal holds for Iperindo and surrounding communities, residents are still plagued by poverty and exposed to environmental disasters as a result of illegal mining activities. Though fictional, the show will shed some light on this issue. Speaking ahead of the launch of the show, Executive Head, Content and West Africa Channels, MultiChoice Nigeria, Dr. Busola Tejumola said, Ura explores the untold story of gold mining in Nigeria and is a demonstration of Showmax's continued investment in authentic local stories. Each scene is carefully crafted to thoroughly entertain as well as educate our viewers. This is going to be our longest-running Nigerian telenovela with over 200 episodes. And as you can imagine, a lot of handwork and long hours have gone into making it. We are incredibly proud of the outcome and cannot wait to share it with the world. The episodic drama stars, veterans, and upcomers, including fast-rising Nollywood star Scarlett Gomes, who played the lead role with Nollywood Yoruba actor Yomi Fasholanso, who played the main lead Anthony Amo Adeleke. Other castmates include Nollywood veteran Carol King as Grace Adeleke, Ray Adeka as Jeje Loye, Jeje Amo, Iremide Adeoye as Lolu Adeleke, Igo Iheanacho as Iyabo Kuti, Martha Ehinome as Timininu, Tumi Kuti and Lare Adediura as Olumide Kuti. Another tragic loss has hit Nollywood, even though it's just a few days to the end of the year. Popular filmmaker Yomi Fabiyi has taken to social media to announce the tragic passing of veteran colleague Kamal Adebayo, aka Sake Kamoru. The cause of the actor's death has not been revealed by Fabiyi, as well as other Nigerians are in mourning. The Yoruba actor and comedian Isbeyu's father, Kamal Adebayo, aka Sake Kamoru, has passed away. The news of the actor's demise was made public by his colleague Yomi Fabiyi on December 27, who expressed sadness over the sudden tragic news. Obviously pained by Kamaru's death, the filmmaker bade him farewell on his page and expressed how badly hit he was by the news.
And that is the size of our package today. Join us tomorrow at the same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachite TV, and like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, and Twitter at MLC TV 1. For your event coverage, information contribution, advert and sponsorship, please call any of the numbers displayed on your screen. It's Malachite TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Morno Balagobu. To join us again tomorrow at the same time. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Thanks for watching. So, we made it through the stuff.